This is JBLE-TV, your place for news on the installation for service members and our community.
I'm standing outside of the McClellan Fitness Center at Fort Eustis, where families anxiously await the arrival of their loved ones during the homecoming of the 359th Inland Cargo Transit Company, after being deployed for 9 months.
The biggest thing I'm looking forward to is him seeing our son for the first time and just seeing his facial expression, because pictures is not the real thing. This is a very special time for everyone, especially this tour with our loss. This time around, I mean, it was very heartfelt, and it's just an unexplainable feeling. Like, it's so much joy, and I'm so excited.
"105 soldiers returned home from Afghanistan to their cheering families." Airman First Class Kristina Eastlick, Fort Eustis, Virginia.
Jet fuel powers the F-22 Raptors, but what keeps airmen on the Langley Air Force Base flight line moving? Part of the answer is the food served at the Raptor Cafe, Langley's flight line dining facility. One person in particular keeps the facility stocked with every ingredient needed to satisfy the appetites of Langley personnel. Meet the Raptor Cafe's storeroom manager, Staff Sergeant Anita Carrero. Sergeant Carrero says managing the Raptor Cafe's inventory requires a keen eye for detail and a willingness to reach out to other airmen.
I'm the type of person that I have to ask questions. If I don't understand something, I have to ask you the question.
According to Sergeant Carrero, teaching junior enlisted airmen is one of the highlights of her job. Raptor Cafe shift leader and Sergeant Carrero's troop, Airman First Class Michael Udave, shared his experiences.
Sergeant Carrero, I can literally talk to her about anything. She goes out of her way to make other people happy and comfortable.
In food services, the storeroom is the heartbeat of the operation. Since joining the Raptor Cafe team in April, Sergeant Carrero has played a major role in keeping airmen fed and keeping the flight line moving. Airman First Class Tory Patterson, Langley Air Force Base, Virginia. You wouldn't answer a phone call from your commander like this.
Talk to me. Yo! Hello?
Telephone etiquette plays a crucial part in customer service, so make sure you always answer the phone in a professional manner.
633rd Public Affairs, Unsecure Line. This is Airman Garner speaking. How may I help you?
I guess I'll start with the technical aspect. For this photo, I used a D700, a Nikon camera, and I used a 30 to 70 lens. It's about a mid-range lens. I think I was about 50 millimeters for this one. And how I did this was I set my aperture pretty high, about 22, which is about the highest you can have. Meaning that I was allowing the least amount of light possible in through the aperture. And then I used what's called a bulb setting, where I hold down the shutter button and I hold it down, and as long as I hold it down, the shutter will remain open. And so what we did to get this photo was I took my wife, who ends up being the subject of all of my photos, and I took her out at night and we found a street lamp, and I moved about 10 feet away from the street lamp, and we had extra sparklers left over from the 4th of July and some nylon rope. So we tied the 2 sparklers at a time to the nylon rope, had her stand as still as possible so she could be as in focus as possible, because when you keep your shutter open for that long, even the slightest movement will blur everything beyond recognition. So once we got her in place about 10 feet away from the street light, she stood as still as possible, lit the sparklers, and just spun the rope, creating the circle around her. The reason I chose to do this photos was I'm always trying to find new things. I'd never done a photo like this before, and I've always been interested too.
From all of us at JBLE-TV, thanks for watching. If you have a comment or story idea, send us an email at jbletv@gmail.com.